What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah, and today we're heading back into the Shattered Lands for a game of Relicblade Cursebreaker. We're going to be doing the Necromancers Gallows today. But before we set off on this leg of our journey, I beg, beseech, and implore you, tickle the algorithm, smash the buttons, check out the links in the description, leave a comment, and then I'm done. Let's roll dice. Well, not really rolling too many dice since it's Cursebreaker, which if you're new to the game, we'll talk through some of those things as we get to them. And as it turns out, we've gotten to them. So all the dice rolling in Cursebreaker happens kind of at the very beginning of the round, where we're determining what spells we have. We have 3 books this game. I have 9 total dice that I get to split between them. And then we roll them, and those are the spells and abilities that we have access to. Same goes for our followers and for the Shade, who is my ever-persistent and pain-in-the-hiney pursuer. And then we have the more cursed objects this game than any other game. We have 4 cursed objects. Here, 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 and there. With a brazier in the very middle on the Gallows. The summon cap for these cursed objects is 10, so we might get to see a lot of stuff on the board today to kill and for the Shade to interact with, because they have a lot of abilities that interact with enemy mobs or friendly mobs. That being said, I've already got everything rolled up. We're ready for the first turn. We start with the person who has the fewer power dice, which is the Shade. So the modus operandi for the Shade is that it will always overpower its first spell if able, and overpower is when you roll a 6 for your spell selection. So it's going to overpower a Rabid Advance, which will target this Ancient Dead. Since it's overpowered, it's going to get Speed +3 and Fight +2. It has another Rabid Advance, but it can't see or reach anything else. So we move to the next spell down the list, which will be a Dark Replica. So the closest, this one will spawn another Ancient Undead. Play then passes to me for my first activation. You get 2 actions or 2 spells and a single move. You can do them in any order, but you can't break them up. Movement is 5, but I don't need to go up that far. I have a single 1, which can be used for one of 2 things. It's called a shifting power dice. You can use it to sling an arcane bolt, or you can use it to harvest a power dice from something nearby. So this closest cursed object has a shifting power dice. You only harvest other ones. So I'm going to harvest that. With my second ability, I'm going to overpower a corruption from my Book of Darkness. That will cause 1 damage and give it hate 1, which means it will act as friendly to me and hateful to the other enemies. The Shade gets to go again, and it will put a Rabid Advance on the undead on the right side. And a Mirror of Shame will go on the same target as the first Rabid Advance. To me, I'm going to sling a regular overpowered corruption at the undead to the east, and then I'm going to hit it with a Crushing Vines, which is enough to finish it off. Okay, so my rogue is going to move up 2 potions on to my wizard to give it +1 endurance twice. Fighter will move up and give himself tenacity, which is +1 endurance, and then he will command the currently friendly Ancient Undead to give it +1 fight, which means that when it hits the other one, it'll do enough damage to kill it off. Move up just a touch and shoot the currently hateful one, as well as nothing. That's it for him. And then we move to the curse phase, where I'm going to remember to do it in the right order today, where our curse resolutions happen first. Each one for this scenario has 2 power dice, and you roll them as D3s. And whatever it is, that's what they'll do. 3 out of 4 of them did the same thing, which is their number 2, which is Unholy Presence, which is turn 2, so it lasts for 2 turns. It is AoE 3, so a 3-inch bubble, of dangerous 1 terrain, which means that when you walk through it, you take a point of damage. Or 3 of our cursed objects will do the same thing. They will use Unholy Presence and summon a zombie. Unholy Presence is turn 2, so it lasts 2 turns. AoE 3, 3-inch bubble of dangerous 1. So whenever something moves through it, they take a point of damage. Northwest, northeast, southeast corners. Our southwest corner only had 1 dice left, and it used it to summon a zombie. We then come to the creature phase, where my creature won't move because it's already engaged. However, these others that are out here will, and they will each take a point of damage when they do so. Then the creatures that can fight will fight, starting with, I'm going to go first. So my friend is going to swing into the one that has the mirror on it, which will kill it. When it kills it, it'll deal 2 damage for a 2-inch bubble, which will clear out that whole cursed object. And then we come to the cleanse phase, where our terms will tick down, hates will tick down, shifting power dice that I acquired, I now get to assign to a book, and then we start a new power phase. Turn starts off with the Shade, who will summon a malicious being and then slander me, which will turn 1 of my dice into a 1. He got 1 from my Book of Shadow, but that's okay, because he wasn't able to steal it from me, which means I can use it to steal something. Edition's going to have to peel out a little bit here. I don't have any direct damage spells this game. I have a 1, but I'm not going to use it for that. I'm going to use it to steal a shifting power dice from the objective in the southeast, and then I'm going to summon an overpowered fire elemental. Shade returns to throw a rapid advance on that closest undead and to place a Realm of Scorn on that. Ooh, they're about even. So we'll even or odd. So on an even, it'll be the one on this side. Odd. So it'll be the one on this side. We'll get Realm of Scorn, which makes the dangerous terrain even more dangerous. And then over to me, where I will overpower a Wild Guardian. Boy, coming to watch my back. Phase will start with the Scout, who's going to climb the ladder and take a shot at that closest ancient undead, which will end it. He too will summon an animal companion. It will be a squeaky boy. Also just realized that I deployed wrong. That's my bad. I was supposed to deploy in the middle. We're just going to keep going. We'll move down to square up with the Malicious Being. Use a Tenacity for 1 endurance and a Vicious Strike for fight +1. Rogue will move to the southwest cursed object and sabotage it to turn it to a 1 and then hide. Curse phase brings us more intense dangerous terrain as they stack multiples and a bevy of new zombies. The act of moving will kill those other zombies. My guys would have moved towards them because it would have gone back and forth. Ending up there, we moved to the closest one, which was that remaining undead. Then we go to fighting, where I'm gonna fight first with my fighter, and he's gonna kill that malicious being. Bambi will go next, dealing... Oh, I've been messing up. The zombies don't take damage from the Unholy Presence. But we got them back on the board. We got them moved up from 3 inches from where they were. All is well. This zombie will swing at my elemental for 1. I think they're fight 1. Yep, for 1 damage. My elemental will crack back for 3. So enough to smoke him. And then we don't have any other fights. So we clean up. We go to the next turn. Turn 3. We start with the Shade, who will slander me and then steal 1 of my dice. Slander turns 1 of my dice into a 1. I got a bunch of 1s. All I'm going to be able to do this turn is burn 1s because I don't want to lose any more dice than I have to. Luckily for me, both of the cursed objects that I'm within range of have a 1 on them, which will also turn them into treasure. So we're going to burn both of those. Move to the one on the left and pick it up. We get the Wicked Finger, which is once per round, a magician equipped with it can target themselves or another magician with an 8, and the target must change an overpower die to a shifting power die. Now, I do not equip it immediately because I already have 3 treasures equipped, but I pick it up, it goes to my inventory. It pops out and will hit me with a double malicious beam, which is totally fine because I've got arcane bolts that I need to burn. So we're going to burn both of my remaining ones because I don't want them to get sucked into a cursed object, and kill both of those malicious beings and then move out of that corner. Fighter will move up and hit himself with double tenacity, so +2 endurance. Rogue will fall back a little. Power a potion targeting the fighter for another +2 endurance. Outrolled 2 1s and a 6, so he can't do anything except move. We then come to creatures. And yes, I did realize that I was doing my curse phase out of order again. But I fixed it. We got all of our fresh zombies and they are moved up to where they need to be. We then go to the fight phase where I get to fight first with my fire elemental who's going to smash one of those zombies. We will then smash him for 1, and that will end the fight phase because nobody else is in a combat or in a position where they can get to the fight. We begin the turn with the Shade, who will slander me and then steal a dice from me. Magician's going to move up and put 2 arcane bolts into that zombie to the northeast. Shade will steal a dice from me and then cast a Realm of Scorn on cursed object to the northeast. Back to me, gonna move up a bit, gonna steal a dice from this cursed object, and then gonna put a wall of flame in front of it. So we'll start with our scout, who's gonna overpower a shot into this zombie. Fighter's gonna stay put and overpower a tenacity for +2 fight, and our rogue will chuck a potion at the warrior and then move. Curse phase kicks off with some new baddies, and then we'll get into some movements for those baddies. One of them makes it into the fighter, and one of them walks through a wall of flames to try to get to me. I'll start the fighting off with my warrior, who will hack that ancient undead into itty-bitty, stinky, rotten pieces. Ancient undead attacking my fire elemental will deal 1 to it. Fire elemental will then deal 2 back to it, and it'll go kaputs. The zombie will kill my fire elemental, and then my fire elemental will do nothing because it's dead. I thought they had 3 health, but they have 2. Everybody's favorite poltergeist has 8 power dice right now, and he still gets to go first. So he'll start off by stealing the only one that I have, the only shifting power dice I have, and then he will overpower a Realm of Scorn. Now, the one in the northeast already has a Realm of Scorn, so with the 12-inch range, he will target the one on the northwest. The overpower makes it, in addition to being dangerous terrain 1, it is also rough 2 in AoE. Yes, the AoE 3 gains rough 2, so dangerous 1, rough 2. Mage is going to overpower an extreme heat, which is all the characters within 3 inches move 3 inches directly away from me. The overpower gives it +1 damage. Actually, no, I don't need to overpower that. Not going to overpower it, just going to cast the extreme heat, which will make the one move over here behind this mausoleum. The other one gets pushed back through the firewall and becomes deceased. I also have a move to take. I don't want to get into that bubble, and it's a 3-inch bubble. I'm going to stay put, and the Shade will go. He will cast Dark Replica, as well as Mirror of Shame. Replica causes the closest cursed object to trigger, so it summons, and then it gets the fragile 2 damage for 2 inches when it pops. Comes back around to me, and the thing that I was thinking I was going to do doesn't work because of the timing of the turn. So I'd planned out this whole thing, and it's not even going to work. So I'm going to summon some dudes. I'm going to summon a second Wild Guardian, because I can have up to 3 of them. I'm going to overpower the Wild Guardian, and then I'm going to summon a regular Fire Elemental. And there they sit. Moving to champions. I'm going to move in, take one, whatever, and sabotage that cursed object so that it doesn't summon anything. It switches whatever they have to a 1. Fighter will sit put. He will tenacity to give himself another endurance. And he will command the Wolf Wild Guardian to fight better. Scout got a super bum roll, so he can't do anything. Which means the only thing we get for the curse phase is Unholy Ground on the northwest and another zombie out of that one. Creature moving. I'm going to move first with the wolf to the northwest. We'll push through the flames to get to my fire elemental. And there are all of our final locations there for everybody. This one right here does take a point of damage, not from the Unholy Ground, but from the Realm of Scorn that the Shade put down. Creatures will get to swing it. I get to swing first. Gonna swing with fire. No, with the Wild Guardian, and we're gonna zero that zombie on the fire elemental. Deals 1 to it. Then I'm gonna swing with my fighter. Zero out that zombie. This will even or odd to see who it swings at. So on an even, it swings at the rat. Even, it will hit and should kill the rat. I think they've only got 1. Yes, they've only got 1 health. Overpowered Wild Guardian will then chomp down on that Ancient Undead's head and nom 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 nom. Finally, my Fire Elemental will swing and take care of that undead. The Shade and I are currently tied for power dice at 9 to 9. However, I have more 1s than he does, so I get to do stuff first. Start by moving. I'm currently behind that tree behind the Gallows. We're gonna Arcane Bolt the undead that's there, and then steal a shifting power dice from that cursed object. Shade will overpower a Realm of Scorn, and then trigger a Dark Replica. Toss an overpowered Extreme Heat at the Ancient Undead that the Shade spawned. That's going to push him back 3, make him take move 3, and when he does that, the Realm of Scorn will do the other damage necessary to finish it off. And I'm going to overpower myself. Shade is going to overpower a Dark Replica, and then Dark Replica again. That's right, he had trays. So Fighter will hit a Tenacity. Scout can't do anything. Rogue can move and toss a potion on the Wizard, on Jules St. Augustine. He can also toss a potion on himself. So 1 onto the Jules, 1 onto himself. Fighter is Tenacity Shield Wall. Scout is nothing because he had a pretty useless roll. So creature movement. And creature movement is alternating. If you're playing against another person, it's whoever had the initiative for the turn. If you're doing it here, I think I always have the go first as the solo adventurer. And there's where our creatures end up. I will swing first with my fighter to zero that zombie. Those zombies up there, is there fight 2? No, they're fight 1. But I'll kill one of them with my lion. The other one will kill me. Because they would go next, deal 1. I'll kill the other one. Oh no, they won't kill me. And that brings us to the end of turn 6, where I will squeak out a victory because of that last power dice that I was able to steal from the cursed objects. I do not, however, unlock any achievements this game, but I am getting really close to some, about halfway to the Cursebreaker one. But I've gotten a lot of progress on Bloodthirsty for just killing 20 dudes by my own hand as the wizard. And that's I'm like three mobs away from finishing that up, so pretty close to another one. And then nothing else special gonna happen other than we get to claim victory at the Necromancers Gallows. Thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out for a game of Cursebreaker. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.